Okay, we got Jayden Jackson. Question, we'll start here on the left side, Bob, and then Jesse.
Bob Persbillo, Sooner Scoop. Jayden, just want to ask you about David Stone and what it's been like. You know, he kind of waited patiently through last season, and this year's been the breakout season that he was hoping for, just watching him shine.
You know, it was kind of fun. It was kind of, amazing to see that growth. I saw firsthand just the extra things he was doing that he didn't do before. So if that was, staying later for meetings on his own, just going over film on his own, knowing the plays on the back of his hand, just getting comfortable. And seeing that was amazing. He deserved to have the season he had. It just showed, like, all the work that he did off season. Even when it came to reps as, running, he was like the first guy every time. So, everything was deserved that he had coming. So it was really amazing to see.
Brendan, OU Insider. Jayden, kind of along those lines, just the interior, the defensive tackle spot for you guys as a whole, seems like the depth has just been a really important part of this defense all year. Just for you guys on the interior, what stood out to you about the way you guys played throughout the season, the way you guys grew as a group?
I say this a lot, but, we're really tight. Guys coming in like Dom last year, there was no fall off. There was no, we accepted him instantly. So we became, probably the closest group, I would say. But yeah, it's just a bunch of guys wanting to work. They have their why. They're hungry, especially our older guys. So yeah, I love working with them, and yeah, yeah.
Okay, we'll come to the second row, Brandon Drum.
Brendan Drum, OU Insider. Jayden, you were kind of banged up a little bit the first time around this year against Alabama. This will be your third time to play them in just a matter of years. What's your expectation for this game? And just does this game kind of give you validation of choosing Oklahoma?
No, the game has nothing to do with, choosing Oklahoma. I chose Oklahoma because faith, family football was being preached throughout everyone there. So, but, I was a couple banged up here and there. Not how I wanted the season to go, but just unfortunate events happen, and, you never know what happened. But I'd say, I'm very blessed to be in the position I am. A college football playoff, pretty sure that's every kid's dream. So, yeah.
Okay, let's go to Kerry.
Kerry Murdoch, Sooner Scoop. Jayden, you talked about the closeness of this team. Why do you think that it's spread like it has to so many players on this defense, that you guys get along and that you'll kind of hold each other accountable?
To be honest, I think it's just our goal. Everyone, I feel like, in my room and especially other people's room, everyone's tight. Just their why, like, this is a big gateway for a lot of young athletes, to make it out and potentially help their family and things like that. So, especially with having everything on your back and things like that, I'd say it makes us tighter. Just a group of guys that just are hungry, willing to work. And then off season, Smitty can get pretty hard on you, and there's no one out there but your guys. You're running down and back, you're doing 110s, you're doing everything. So there's no one else to lean on. So you're really killing yourself with your boys, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the right side, first row, Jenny.
Hey, Jayden. Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. This defense, you guys have a couple transfers, but in large part, this is a group that guys come in as high schoolers, develop under Brent. I know you're one of the younger guys in that you're only in your second year, but I'm curious what that looks like from the inside to have guys that have, played under Brent, maybe their whole career, and just what does that mean for this defense?
It means a lot for this defense, especially young guys that come and develop, because that's what he does. He develops, his tweets out there like 3-star, come in, take over. T-Wine, we've seen it in the making. Even transfer guys, even Owen Heineke, potentially a lacrosse player that came in and, he's had an outstanding year. And so you know, the development here is amazing, and it's crazy what he can do, and it's just, yeah.
Okay, let's go on the aisle. George?
Yeah, Jayden, George Joyce here, Scoop. Just wondering, what has Grayson Halton meant to the defensive tackle room? It feels like his veteran presence, he's one of those guys that Jenny's talking about. He stayed all 4 years. What has his leadership and experience meant to that room?
That's him and Dom, you know, the older guys in our room are the leaders of our room. They really take it, they take our room to the highest it can be. They just, you know, they lead us to get our mind right, get us physically. If a guy's slacking, you know, there's no fall off. Like, even if it's one of them slacking, like, it's really just the leadership he has and he came with. He's always had it. He's always been the vocal leader, even last year, even years before. So, you know, he's a crucial role in the DT room, and, you know, I'm just blessed to say that's my brother. So.
Okay, we'll go to the second row. Let's go to Ryan and then Tom.
Ryan Chapman, Suicide Side. Talking to Eli and Owen, as good as you guys played defensively in the first game, they still said you left a lot on the table. When you look at the defensive line, what are some of those things that you guys feel like you can make big improvements in the second game?
You know, there's a lot of stuff we need to work on. You know, no one ever is perfect, but probably communication, pad level. It can literally go down the list of, you know, false steps, simple things like that we need to work on. And yeah, we've definitely emphasized that. We're definitely working to get better on every aspect that, you know, we were lacking. But yeah, so we've been improving and just working on that type of stuff.
Tom?
Tom Graydon, Sooners Illustrated. Jayden, you mentioned you were banged up down the final month of the season. Just how beneficial were these couple of weeks off for you from a physicality standpoint, and just how difficult was it kind of managing and navigating that injury down the stretch?
You know, it was very beneficial. 3 weeks off. I mean, not really off, but, you know, to recover. I think it was beneficial for the whole team. You know, not only just to recover our body, but also our mind. And, you know, mentally just recover. So, you know, and then dealing with the injury, you know, I got to play no matter what, so it don't even really affect me. Just continue to do treatment here and there and do what the team needs. So.
Okay, Jayden, we have a couple of questions from Zoom here. The first one will be from Eli Letterman with ESPN. Eli, you can go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey,
go ahead.
we hear a lot of
Go ahead.
but also, you know, he's said himself that he's having more fun this year and obviously being involved in play calling. I'm curious if there's anything you can tell from this that has, you know, either in the game or the locker room where Brent's intensity or fun has shown through.
Jayden, what are your thoughts on that? Just hang on a second. Hey, Eli, if you can hear me, we're having some technical issues here. Let's go ahead and try to ask that question again.
I can give it another shot if it's any better, but you can see me if not.
Let's try this one more time. Myron, if you could stay muted. Eli, let's try it. Third time is the charm, hopefully.
Third time is the charm. Jade, apologies.
It's not working. We're going to go ahead and conclude this session with Jayden so we can get going. Eli, I will try to get you with Jayden individually.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jayden.
Thank you.